They reached the ground floors and passed by the pile of slain Barlights and hobgoblins again, and Urias said nothing, but he took the banner of the conquering lamb from where it was planted, and bore it forth before them. Parry and Corjet followed, watching their steps, and Rohorst lingered to secure the locks that were not broke, sealing in any remnant hellspawn. Thus went they down the corridors, and saw the exit, with dawn's light only dimly brought forth. Then Urias commented, "A sad thing to have rounded out one's life in so dismal a place. No, but not forgetting him, we bring forth the banner and our haunting arms, marred by smoke and shadow, yet bright with the memory of all we have done herein." With that, Norgons abruptly halted and raised his hand to check the others and hinder their advance. How could I have gone so mindless? Dread of this place overwhelmed my reason, being so obsessed to escape forthwith. Truly it was numbing my heart. Stay, brothers, we must search for our fallen Feothar. We cannot leave his body in this place to rot and be forgotten, dinner for the rats. I will not stand for it. He will have Christian burial. Let all danger and every foe come, even death at the claws of many Barlights. But I will not leave without Feothar. None dared oppose such a word, for even the pagans look after their dead. So spreading out, they searched the ground floor of the tower, but found not the body of the hero. Then Rohorst noticed something in the place where the Sigurwash flows out from the tower and descends as a cataract down the great hill upon which the tower rises. The famous ranger detected a scarf caught on a sharp rock, and he swore it was Feothar's, which he would tie about his neck. It is his. I recognize it. The river has taken the dead. Feothar's body must have floated down the river and has been washed outside, the scarf finally slipping off. His body must be in the pools at the bottom of the cliff, where the Sigurwash spills out her waters upon the plain. Let us leave now, and quickly go hence, and claim it before does any wandering bird or beast. So they exited at once, and looking back up, the tower stood vast against the pale sky of dawn, and the moon had long sunk behind it, as behind some fallen world. Carefully, they climbed down the sheer cliff, using Gulathar's ropes. How the companions beheld the passing of Feothar, and the division of his armor. Dawn was a pallid light yet in the east, neither day nor night, as the world waited to draw breath. Mist drifted low upon the ground, and the river Sigurwash spilled in torrent beside them, like a white serpent churning and rolling upon the stones below. And about the foam was a great pool encircling, deep and dark. They passed the pool and followed the river down a ways, for they had not yet espied the body of their beloved companion. They came to a place where the wind was still. Even the banner of the Lamb hung heavy and motionless in Urias's hand. Rohorst led the way by the sandy bank and the grasses and trees, as ever had he keen eyes for the movement of beasts and waters. Then after some ways he halted, raised his hand, and whispered, "See ye there, beyond the current? What shapes are those?" They looked, and upon the opposite shore, where the waters flowed gently, they beheld 3 veiled women in garments white as heavenly clouds, with diadems of silver threading upon their brows, kneeling beside a bloody figure that lay outstretched upon the sand. "By my soul," said Gulathar lowly, "it is he, the lordly fellow, our Phaethar. Now, ye men, keep yourselves in holy fear, and remain thou concealed. Watch these creatures, but do not show yourselves, lest you fall into the hands of the living God and be found wanting." Then was a great mystery. The song of beautiful lamenting was heard over the water, sung like strings, touched by the wind, and in a language unknown. And they soon did discern that it were from these 3 ladies came the harmony. And indeed it was Phaethar who lay there, for they could see across the waters the gleam of his golden armor, and they marveled how gently the remarkable women loosed it from his limbs, piece by piece, as a mother might undress a child for rest. No mortal speech passed among the Bladetongue as they watched, only the sound of the river and that song of unearthly muses, as if the celestial court sighed, but without sadness. Phaethar's eyes remained closed, and neither could any say in certainty that he was full dead, for it seemed that his limbs had not stiffened withal, as should be expected by this time. Now did those ladies fair lift up his arms and fit sleeves on, dressing him in a stately white tunic and robe, and with a golden cincture tied about his waist, a white stole with red fringe round his neck and torso. And behold, one of those, a luminous virgin, young and fair as spring, held aloft a wand of yew, and at her summoning the waters grew calm, obedient as hounds to the hand of their mistress. And the rolling vapours upon the river parted, and lo, from out them slowly appeared an ancient vessel, taking shape out of the formless mist, a grey skiff gliding serenely, wrought narrow and fair, its prow carved with lilies and small wings of bronze. Then the second lady, of matronly grace, stooped and took up Phaethar in her arms, where he lay upon the shore. The other 2 also helped to lift Phaethar's body, and bore it aboard, and stretched him out as in funeral. The third, whose hair was as starlight upon frost, knelt beside him, and laid upon his breast a single lily, saying words none might hear, and straightway his countenance was serene, as one who sleepeth in faith. When all was ready, they stepped within, and took up the oars, but the water seemed to carry the vessel of itself, bearing them away into the deepening light downstream. A pale brightness shone about the boat, so that their forms seemed half transparent, like candles seen through glass. "But how can that be?" said Peri. "Speak not," said Norgons softly. "I will explain later. He passeth into a midward realm. These are no phantoms of enchantment, but the handmaidens of mercy. Let us honor what we behold." So they knelt, every man of them, while the barge drifted onward until it vanished into the mist aglow with the sun. Peri did not long remain silent. "I think it some enchantment we witnessed, for Phaethar is surely dead, and must go to the judgment. It cannot be that my lord is taken by spirits to dwell in the Isles of the Blessed, as in the pagan myths. Nay, not without death first. Surely you, Lord Norgons, a cleric learned in Holy Writ, know what Scripture says, for it is appointed unto men that they die once, and then comes the judgment. Indeed, this was some strange enchantment and illusion meant to confuse us. Search your heart, Peri. You know that what you saw was no illusion. God sees fit that certain righteous men be preserved until the last day, as in the case of Enoch and Elijah in the elder texts. Enoch did not die, as Scripture testifies, and Elijah was carried away in a chariot of fire. It is prophecy that in the time before the harvester, they shall return with firm purpose, and witness unto a world full corrupted, and shall glorify God in their dying thereafter. Until then, they sojourn in a realm unknown. So it is with certain great souls. Some await the final battle in a place beyond the horizon. Then silence fell, and only the whisper and trickles of the river remained. Presently, Rohorst stirred. "See, upon the shore, the armor has been laid aside for us," said he. "Certainly they were keen on our presence. They left it as a keepsake." And indeed upon the opposite bank lay all Phaethar's armor, the helm, the breastplate, the girdle and greaves, the glaives and the sun-like medallion, all bright as if newly forged,